There's only one thing to talk about this week. We're going to keep it short, maybe sweet, but definitely to the point. Signy, what the fuck is going on? Last week, Amy and I took a very quick trip to the US for the wedding of one of her very close friends. Uh, I did not, therefore, have some of the resources to make a quality video. I know that we just had week 4. There's a lot going on. Teams are winning, teams are losing, trades, tanking, talk of a new punishment. A lot of great play also happened in week 4. Good rosters, bad rosters, blah, 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 blah. Something fucking wild happened in week 3. I cannot and will not skip over this. This cannot slide. In other words, I'm fully caffeinated and we're going to let things fly. I'm channeling Bill O'Reilly. I'm channeling Jim Calhoun. Big energy.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Signy, have you given up? What is going on? This is a gut check here. We're going to get into some facts. But we need to know. Number 1, Sean, has she already paid? Do we have her money? Because I sure hope so. We need to make this call out here to ensure the integrity of this 12-team league full of active members. In week 3, in a matchup without, Signy started not 1, but 2 injured fellows. George Kittle and Kenneth Walker both did not play on Sunday in the NFL and the National Football League. They did play for Signy's fantasy football team as starters. 2 zeros. Boom. That's a loss. Fucking immediately. Signy, who was 1-1 coming into this matchup with App, coming off a blistering 75-point performance the week before, needed to maybe do a little tweaking to her roster, coming up against a strong team. And now, what did she do? Start 2 injured fuckers. So, I wanted to get to the bottom of this. I dug in investigatively, Father Brown style. The real ones know. If there's any possible excuses that could explain any of this, I will give you a preview of the outcome of my investigation. No. Nope. Nothing. There is no real excuse here. Here's the timeline of events for both Kenneth Walker and George Kittle, 2 of Signy's best players. George Kittle and Kenneth Walker both were hurt and dealing with injuries from the previous week, week 2. Going into the week of practice, they were questionable. George Kittle did not practice on the Thursday leading up to the Sunday game. Kenneth Walker practiced on Thursday in a limited capacity. Thursday is usually the practice day that will give the best indication on if a player is playing or not playing in the upcoming week's games. Both players were downgraded from questionable to doubtful on Friday. Fuck me, that's a lot of time. Kittle was officially declared out on Saturday. Kenneth Walker, however, was officially declared out at around 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Still a lot of time. Now, all week, it looked like these guys were trending towards not playing. There were more than enough signs, time, and opportunity to make sure that you don't fuck this up. What did Signy do? Well, she fucked it up. There is a possible excuse, one that I personally do not like, but it is possible, that she could have poorly managed her roster and not had any actual other players to put into her lineup after those 1 p.m. games started. Maybe her bench was all locked up, all those players had started. Like I said, I consider this poor management because we all know, as Sun Tzu says, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Well, actually, if you look at her roster, she could have put in a player for the injured Kenneth Walker, at least. George Kittle being a tight end was a little bit harder because she didn't have any other rostered tight ends. For Walker, there was another Seahawks player on her bench, meaning that before that game, she could have managed her roster around to allow the flex position to be open in case of Walker being declared out, which we already know he already fucking was. So, here we are identifying some pretty damning facts. So what do? Well, we keep digging to see what else is going on in her season. You want some cherries to garnish this Hoop Sunday that we're building here? Yeah. Signy's made 0 ad drops this season. Very surprising in our league. We do have one person that really makes it their thing. They kind of build their own brand around, I don't even draft this team, and then I don't do any ad drops, and my team falls apart. Signy, who we all sometimes think of as someone knowledgeable and into this. Well, she's made no ad drops this season. Not even her kicker and defense, who both kind of suck. So, is Signy really that bad?
Get some facts and come back and see me. Get some facts and come back and see me.
Well, I'm back with some facts. Thanks, Jim. Things get even sillier when you look at her roster from week to week, because then my next thought was, is she even changing her lineup? She did change her lineup in seemingly inconsequential ways. A couple times she just took her running backs and put them into the flex, and took one of her flexes, put it at the wide receiver, and just mixed up those fellows. Nothing drastic. But one thing I did notice was that in week 2, she benched Kenneth Walker. He also didn't play in week 2. But she put him back into her lineup for week 3. What? This is complete negligence. Managerial malpractice. Some people might say that TJ Tatro is the worst player in our fantasy football league. Some may say I am not one of those people. I disagree wholeheartedly. I believe that TJ has been categorically unlucky. And for Christ's sake, he reads RotoWire. I'm not even in that deep. RotoWire is just another level of fantasy football craziness. Signy, on the other hand, actually might lay a good claim to being the worst player in our fantasy football league. She has actually come in last 2 out of the last 3 years and not made the playoffs since 2018. In 2018, we had a 10-team league. I believe this is why she's pushing to change the last place punishment to something much less harsh. She's a sore loser and doesn't want to take the SATs, which we should just rename at this point to the Signy Aptitude Test. See how smart she's feeling that week. So, you got to figure this the fuck out. Winter is coming, and the global warming people have been telling me it's going to be a cold one. So that's it. That's the note for this week. Some stuff happened in week 4, but it's not really nearly as important as this. We focus on the things of utmost importance here in fantasy football league note streaming from the middle of my apartment. And managerial malpractice is always of the utmost importance.